Hey, what's up everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm Shoshizath and welcome you to my channel, and today in this video I'll be showing you how you can achieve different looks on your videos using Premiere Pro. Now this video is going to be very simple, where I will take you through some basic adjustments that you might not want to miss if you are trying to achieve a particular look. And I will share a few tips in between the videos as of how to get where to the look that you want to achieve faster. And so yeah, let's get started. Also, I would want to say that this video is for beginners who are starting with color grading. If you are someone who is beyond this, so this video might not be for you. You might want to watch something advanced. So let's get started. And I'm on Adobe Premiere Pro and I'll be working with this footage. As you can see, it's a very flat footage. So first thing is that come to this section, and as usual, let's select an adjustment layer, put it on top of this and stretch it over your entire video. And then come to the color section, because over here you will have this panel of lumetri color. You can also access it from even here, coming to the effects, and here you can find lumetri color, but this workspace is more easier and I'm more comfortable with it. So anyway, let's start with the basic correction. So come to here and we will fix this adjustment in accordingly to this image. Now I am looking for making it a more cold, desaturated vibe to this particular footage, so let's work accordingly. It's the contrast and highlights. Basically have the clear picture in your head and make the adjustments that best suited for that. And I can obviously fix the white balance, although there is nothing else to fix, because when I took the footage I kept this in mind to have the proper white balance. So as you can see, there's nothing much. Just the thing is that if you have to fix the white balance, you take this dropper tool and click on anywhere that is supposed to be white, and your white balance will be fixed. So I am happy with this white balance. What I will do is I might want to drag this the temperature a little towards bluish. Yeah, so it's there's that, and maybe exposure a little bit and shadows also. Yeah. Alright, so most of the thing about the basic correction is done. I will also add a little bit of sharpness to this video, zoom it in, and add a little bit sharpness. Yeah. Now to create a desaturated look, it's not about just taking down the saturation. You also have to work with combination of vibrance and saturation. So in this case, what I will do is I will increase the vibrance and then I will take down the saturation. But this is not the final. If I have to, I will come back and make changes to the sliders. But for now, let's go on with this look. From here you can add a shadow or highlight tint. If you are working with artificial lights, like this is a completely natural lights, right? But if you have any indoor shots where you have used artificial lights, so in that case you can use this kind of color tints. But now I don't really need to work with it. If I require it later on, then I will come and change it. For now, let's leave it. So this is before, this is after. So we are done with our basic adjustments, and now we will move to working with colors. Okay, another thing is that it's a good practice to put the basic adjustments in one adjustment layer and then do the color grading on another adjustment layer. in this way you can maintain what should I say, a better workflow, I would say, because if you mess up with the color grading part, then you can simply go on removing the adjustment layer, bring another new layer and work on that. That way you are not going to destroy the adjustment layer that you made previously. And yeah, this is a good habit. Basically, you can all do it in the same adjustment layer also if you want, but this is something that I wouldn't recommend. And all the time I use this different adjustment layers for creating different effects. Like for example, if after color grading I want to add some light effects, then I would do that on another layer so that they are all separate and mutable. Come to the effect section, and then you can have very quick access to this project, and come to here, new item, adjustment layer. And for convenient purpose, I'm just going to name them as color grading and our previous adjustment layer as basic correction. Let's take this color grading layer on top of this adjustment layer. Come to the color, and I will do all manipulation with colors on top of this particular layer, color grading. And so yeah, let's get started. Come to the curves, and mind you, a lot of magic happens in this curve section. If you are using Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 or 2029, then you will have these options like hue versus saturation curves, and then hue versus hue curve, hue versus luma curves, and this just make playing with colors much more easier. And with combination of these various tools, you can really have any sort of color grading that you want. So yeah, at first I will just create a S curve to add more contrast to this particular footage. And let's see, I will also take down the reds a little bit, and it's just my style of working. And let's add a blue. One thing I would say is, always while working, keep on checking the alternatives, right? Like maybe you don't need to add blue in the shadows, you thought, but again, just check for once that does it suit your footage or not, because none of us are experts here, and only by trial and error can we learn. So do these things of create these habits of checking. Yeah, and we can select each colors, and we can also change them. For example, in hue versus saturation, this is something that I use a lot. Click on this dropper tool and select the green color. Here you have the range of selection, and you can basically do anything with them. And if I want to take the green saturation of the green color down, I can also do that. Basically play with these tools. They are really major part in that influence color grading. Just a small tip, don't keep on editing aimlessly. Have the clear picture in your mind of the kind of style that you want to achieve, and then work accordingly towards it. Now the thing is that you are going to create a look that fits your storyline, that fits your scene, the mood of the story, right? For example, if you want to show something happy, you always go for warm yellowish tones. If you want to convey sad, lonely environment, then you go for bluish colors, dark and bluish colors, desaturated bluish colors. If you are showing something drama, and you want to or you are creating a thriller, then you go for greenish tones. If you have you can get a lot of color ideas from Pinterest. I use this platform hugely to get this sort of ideas, and it's a great place for these things. And the same thing applies for even photography. So if you are from photography background, then you will get the idea. I will also change the hue of this green color, and I'm just going for trendy that desaturated moody looks that you often find on Instagram. hue versus luma, it's just basically, you know, increasing or decreasing the exposure of a particular color, and I'm not going to touch it. I don't use it much. And as you can see, there's luma versus saturation and saturation versus saturation. You get the idea. Just you know, try them out if it works for you. Coming to color wheels, now this is another the second major tool for color grading after curves, and here we basically add colors to shadows, midtones and highlights, and can change the, you know, exposure of you know, the darkness of that part basically. So yeah, I am going to bring the shadows a little bit. You see how it's affecting these areas. So yeah, like this. And let's bring the shadows towards blue. Let's see what happens. Yes, you see how very quickly our you know, simple color overlay changes. It's actually fun to use these tools. You know, there's a lot to experiment with these. You know, experiment with different colors and how different colors will, you know, combine together to give you different kind of looks. I mean, I am always fascinated with these, you know, working with colors and all. Okay, one thing is the colors that you are putting in the shadows, always try to counter that with adding the opposite color in the highlights. It for most of the part it always works. And as you can see, since I added a little bit of bluish tone in the shadows, I'm countering it with more warmish tone, but don't take it up too much. Keep it just slight over here, and let's decrease the highlights more. Yeah, and maybe shadows will take down a little more. Midtones, let's see. Yeah, midtone is the range of colors is midtone. So if you change it, you will see the entire footage will brighten up, but it's actually not. It's not affecting the shadows or highlights. It's just between the two areas. All right, so yeah, like this. I know the bird is getting very darker, but I will fix that also. So let's see before and after of color wheels and match. You see the colors has been manipulated so much in this section. It's always you know, very fun section to work with, you know, the curves and color wheels and match. Then I would like to come to HSL secondary, and here you also can do the same thing pretty much, like selecting a particular color and enhance it or change it in any way you can. Basically, you know, pick this tool and click on any color that you want. You have to, you know, select this color gray, which will, you know, filter the color out for you, and then you change the hues and saturation to select those colors. Let me see why it's not showing. Yeah, now it's coming. So like this. Always make sure to, you know, keep the transition smooth from the selected part to the unselected part. The gray area is the unselected part. And let me choose this a little more. Increase the range. You see how it affects. It's just we are selecting the color range. Okay, and then make sure to apply this denoise and blur, because then it will make the transition smoother. Okay, so yeah, we have a very rough selection. I'm just showing you. I might not want to keep it. And then after I have selected the greens, as you can see, the greens are selected. You uncheck it, and then you can do whatever you want. Maybe, you know, bring down the lights of that part, like, you know, the shadow section of that part. And you can also get on clicking this, you can also get the same thing as the colors wheel and match section. The same thing, more or less, you can say, in HSL secondary. So you can also, if you want, you can add midtones to this, you know, particular green areas, you know, add shadows, but I'm not going to do such crazy things now. I'm just showing you. So I'm going to keep it decent, you know, and since the green area is selected, you can also change the temperatures of the you know, if you look at the green areas, then you can change the temperature, saturation of these areas, taking towards blue and tint a little bit towards green, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, and yeah, the saturation, keeping it, maybe I'm confused, let's keep it here. And you know, this is most, you can also drag this to any, you know, colors that you might want to add to green part, but wow, it looks good. But now we are going for desaturated look, so let's keep it in the middle. So let's see what changes our HSL secondary section made. So this is before adjusting and this is after. Very subtle changes, but you know, it will influence your work more. Now coming to the last section, that is vignette, and obviously it's your choice to add vignette. You know, sometimes it adds more depth to your footage. Using the feather for a smooth transition. Now I know the question that you have, the bird has got too dark. Now how to fix that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I will come to adjustment layer, and then I will fix our basic correction. So what we can do is we can you know, take up the black a little bit, if it helps us, you know. Maybe decrease the contrast. Also, what I might want to do is come to the color grading section and come to curves, and I think I have taken this S curve too deep, so I will try to flatten it a little bit, you know. But hey, if you want that sort of dark color, your bird, your subject to be dark, then you can keep it as it is, you know. It often happens that when the video will run, it will look all natural like this. You see, now it looks good actually. It looks good, yeah. And yeah, I have this is a very speedy edit, you can say, and obviously I take more time while you know, doing personal projects, so that they are more vibrant according to the story or according to the mood of the, you know, video. So yeah, this is it. Let me add this a little bit more. I'm loving this. I will also see if I have to, you know, change the vibrance. The thing is that if you take down the vibrance, you can add more and more colors, but then you will lose all the natural colors that was there. Alright, so yeah, I don't use it. I don't do that much on video editing, although in photo editing I do it sometime, you know, to create this kind of look. I take down the vibrance absolutely down, and then I work with the colors and then fix back the vibrance according to the scene to give it you know, more desaturated look. I will be giving some free LUTs for you guys to try out. The links will be given in the description below, so feel free to check them out, and if you like them, let me know down in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. So I think that's it. So let me show you the before and after of this footage. So this was before, completely flat footage, then we added basic correction, and then we added the color grading. So that's it. And that's it for today, guys. That's pretty much that I wanted to show you in this video. And if you find this video helpful, leave a like, comment, and share with your friends, and I'll be meeting you guys on my next video. Till then, take care. Bye. Yeah, you know, this is definitely not a short video still.